Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started here today. Thank you all for being here this morning. I know everybody's really excited for a new year here at Northern, and just kind of go through the rundown of how things are going to go. Josh is going to get up here and talk, and then we're going to have Coach Fred and women's basketball speak, and followed by Coach Sather and men's basketball, and that's how it's going to go. So here's Josh.
Hey, yeah. Welcome. How's everybody doing today? Kind of a tough crowd this morning. Everybody's kind of gloomy this morning. We got a great day outside. It's still football weather, but we're talking basketball today. Reminder, this weekend we have a big event. We have volleyball and basketball, or volleyball and football this weekend. We got our football alumni reunion. We've got a lot of football alums coming back. Coach Heupel is coming back. He hasn't been back in about 10 years, so we're excited to have him back and a bunch of football alums. And then, of course, we got our volleyball team that's getting their home stretch here. So we've got a couple of really important matches this weekend. So get out and spread the word. Get out and support your Wolves volleyball and football teams this weekend. As we talk basketball, I think this is something that, for me, being still relatively new here, the tradition here is like nowhere else, and it's something that stretches across the entire country. And I think we saw that a couple weeks ago when Tim Miles was here. Tim, telling the stories about when he first started coaching here and some of the memories he had and how those stick with him today, and some of the principles that he takes in his profession. Started at Northern State University, and I think the impact that for somebody of Tim's stature now, being at Nebraska, says a lot about the roots here at Northern, especially with basketball and the strong tradition, and obviously the community support we get, the 7-time national tennis champs in men's and women's basketball. I think women's basketball was in the top 60 of all divisions last year, of all 1,200 NCAA schools, which again is just phenomenal to have that kind of support for this community. And I think we actually had higher attendance than all the Division I schools in the Dakotas. So it's something that we're really proud of here, and the tradition kind of speaks for itself. So as we look forward to the basketball season, I think we got a very competitive schedule this year. We got a lot of doubleheaders, and I think we have maybe just one individual game for women's basketball, but the rest of them are going to be doubleheaders. So it's really a good fan-friendly schedule. Starting with November 19th, we have a doubleheader here. So it'll be our first home tournament, our first home game, and then both men's and women's teams open up with tournaments against regional opponents, MIA opponents, down at the Pentagon for the men in early November, and then the women will be down at Wayne State. So a good opportunity to face some regional competition. That's really what we're trying to do here, is build a very competitive schedule that's based upon high quality Division II opponents. It's going to help us with the NCAA tournament run, as the women's team made last year. Very important to get in that tournament. So thank you for everybody for coming today. Thank you for your continued support. We appreciate it, everything you do for Northern. And I'm going to begin today by introducing Coach Fredrickson. Coach Fred has 747 career victories. He's the second winningest active coach in Division II. He was the 16th coach all-time across all divisions to reach 700 wins. That's pretty impressive stat there. Two-time national champ. So the Wolves won in 92 and 94. Four-time NSIC Coach of the Year. Coach Fred was the NSIC Coach of the Year last year. He's led the Wolves to 6 outright conference championships and a North Division title. We're actually getting some new banners here up in the next couple weeks. You'll see some new banners for the 2 national championships and also the women's conference championships along with the NCAA appearances. So that should be another enhancement to Walks Arena. NSU has made 6 NCAA Division II regional tournament appearances under Coach Fredrickson, and he is in his 36th season with the Wolves. So I'd like to welcome up Coach Kurt Fredrickson.
Well, thanks for everybody being here. First of all, let me introduce my guests. They'll have a chance to speak for a little bit, and you certainly can ask questions of anybody. My assistant coach, Elena Benson, over here. The other 2 coaches that we have are Brittany Weiss and Erin Crane. Erin was with us last year. Brittany is a graduate assistant, a new player, and we saw her torch us for 4 years playing on the Crookston women's team. Now she's one of our coaches, so we're happy to have them aboard. Rachel Krogman, these 3 girls are all seniors. They're our 3 senior captains. They're pretty much the core of our basketball team. Rachel's been here for 5 years. She had a bad knee 1 year and sat out a year, but she's an all-conference player. averaged 15 points and 10 rebounds a game last year from Elkton, South Dakota. I think everybody read the paper last week where she's the North Division Player of the Year to watch. So she certainly has the respect of a lot of the coaches in the league. Megan Mutzler from Newell, another senior. Megan was on the all-defensive team last year. She's hard to shoot over the top of at 6'1" with her arms. And she also averaged double figures and 7 or 8 rebounds a game for us. Sadie Stolzberry from Sioux Falls, Washington, another senior for us. Sadie plays the 4, Megan plays the 3, and Rachel plays the 5. So it's a pretty formidable front line for opponents to look at every time they step on the floor with them. Sadie averaged, I think, 7 and 7 last year. Probably one of the more improved players in our team this year is a senior. So these, along with our other 3 seniors, Kinsey Magner, Kara Hofschild, and Sammy Smith, give us 6. And I can't remember a time in my coaching career where I've had 6 seniors playing on a basketball team at one time. So it's a pretty unique situation, and a very, very strong senior class. We just have to keep people healthy, and I think we'll be fine. We have a couple of juniors that are going to play a lot of basketball for us. Lauren Dietrich, kind of been hurt for a little bit over the last couple of years. She's 6'2". And Lauren will play center for us. Rachel will play the 5 position and play some at the 4. Sadie will play the 4. Those 3 girls will rotate at the 2 spots on the inside, at least to start with. So we've got some pretty good size on the inside, and that's the rotation we'll go with our big girls. Devin Brecky, who's been around here a while, will play a 2-3 position for us. And then probably the other person in the picture is Paige Watashik. Played a lot at the point guard for us last year, and she's the sophomore that'll play. So we have really 9 core players that'll play a lot of basketball. We've got some sophomores that are coming, but not quite ready yet. And we've got 6 or 7 freshmen. And I think everybody's probably more familiar with Miranda Ristow from Warner. She's been playing very well in practice. Obviously, it's a big culture shock when you go from Warner High School basketball to Northern State, and that's, she's learning every day, and she gives some of these girls fits every day, and she's going to be a very nice player for us down the road, but unfortunately she's playing behind an all-conference player right now. But she gives us a lot of depth, and so we're looking forward to her getting some playing time down the road. The core of our team over the years has kind of been our rebounding abilities. I think we were second in the league last year in rebounding. We were second in team defense. And, we do a lot of things on offense, and we probably don't get as much for our team defense. But, as long as we rebound and guard people, we'll be fine. And that's kind of where we hung our hats last year. And we certainly think that that's where our strengths will be this year, is our rebounding ability. for our conference season. So I will certainly answer some questions if anybody has any. If not, I'll turn this my captaincy. Any questions? Okay, we'll have Rachel say a few words.
My name's Rachel Krugman, as Coach said, from Elkton, South Dakota, a fifth-year senior. So I've been with these girls for 4 years now. I am a double major in elementary and special education, so this whole year I'm student teaching. That's actually where I should be at right now. But I got permission, so it's all good. Being here for 5 years, I've been through a lot, and with these girls, it's been tough, and we've gone through countless practices, all that stuff. So it's been a great ride, and I'm looking forward to this season because 6 seniors, that doesn't happen a lot, especially at the college level. And so all of us have a lot of experience to draw from as well. And so being a veteran team is going to help us down the road get into those big games in the championship games, the tournament games, all of that. It's going to be a fun ride. And bringing in 6 more freshmen, me being able to beat up on Miranda, which is pretty hard to do, it'll just make her better down the road as well. So I'm really looking forward to the last ride I get with these girls. Double major in elementary and special education. I am getting a coaching endorsement, and so after this year when I graduate in May, I hope to get a teaching job somewhere. I'm not sure if I want to coach, but I'm more than willing to if I need to, I guess.
Anybody have any questions for Rachel?
Thank you.
My name is Megan Muchler. I'm from Newell, South Dakota. I'm majoring in professional accounting. Like Rachel said, we have a very veteran team, so I'm really excited to see where the season takes us. Especially with our preseason games, I think we have a lot of good competition that we'll be up against, and so it'll kind of give us an idea of where we're at, but I'm very excited for it.
Anybody have any questions? Major or minor? Or, you already answered.
Yep.
All right. Anybody have any questions for Rachel? Megan? Okay.
Sadie Stokesbury, I'm also a senior. I am from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. My major is human performance and fitness, and then I have an emphasis in fitness administration. And I'm really looking forward to the South Dakota State game because I have a past player teammate that plays there as well, Rachel Walters from Sioux Falls, Washington, and it'll be fun to play with all 3 of us again with Sammy. So I'm looking forward to that game. Any questions?
Anybody have any questions for Sadie? All right, thank you.
Great job. Great detail there. That was excellent information. Appreciate it. I think the common denominator for our women's basketball team is really excelling students. I think the 3.6 GPA, I think they've had the last couple of years. So just a pretty impressive group of student athletes. We're going to move on to men's basketball. And Coach Sather's been here. This is going into his 5th year here at Northern. He's got 157 career wins, including 63 at NSU. Coach came to us from Black Hills State, where he had 2 Dakota Athletic Conference championships and brought them to the Final Four. Coach has had double-digit NSIC victories the last 2 seasons, coming off an 18-11 campaign. He is the 22nd head coach in NSU history, Coach Paul Sather.
Thanks, Josh. Well, thanks everybody for coming out. Entering our 5th year, one thing I wanted to mention coming in is the loss of Coach Meyer. It's something that, happened, this past year. And, the first time in a lot of years we're not going to see his face here at Wachs Arena. So I just wanted to bring that up. And he was somebody that we talked to, not daily, because I didn't want to bug him that much, but definitely weekly. So, he's missed. he's missed, but it definitely lives on here in Wachs Arena. I also want to just mention my wife and our two kids, my wife Kelsey and our two kids, Sam and Becca, and also Coach Severide and his family, Maria and their son Memphis. Boy, families take a big hit. We've been doing a lot of practices around 5:30 or 7:30 at night, and I think Becca already brought it up once that she hasn't had a chance to see her dad much. So, those are things. We got very supportive families back home, and really helps us as a coaching staff when we get that great support. I brought in one of our seniors today. We got 3 seniors. Ty Stortensen is the one that doesn't have class, or apparently doesn't have class. So Ty's going to say a few words here in a little bit. We're going to talk about our team first. Like I said, we have 3 seniors, Ty being one of them. Ty's interesting. He's entering his 6th season. If you guys remember, he would have started for us. He redshirted Coach Myers last year, played for us my first year, then started for us as a sophomore before he had a season-ending injury about our 5th game in. And then that following season, about this time of the year, a little bit earlier, he underwent ACL surgery again. So last year was kind of his first year back coming off 2 ACL surgeries, which is really remarkable. Especially Ty's the guy that got to the free throw, or made, right around, I think, 150-something free throws last season. So he's a guy that's still attacking the rim, still playing aggressive. And you don't see any really signs, of that leg. Ty averaged 11 points. Like I said, he had 93 assists, led our team with that. Our other 2 seniors that aren't here, Seth Bashan. Seth, got to try to find a way to get Seth on the floor a little bit more. He likes to foul anybody. I thought I saw him across campus the other day fouling a student. And she dropped her books, and some ref jumped out of a bush and called a foul on him. So we got to try to find a way to keep him on the floor a little bit more. We're going to move him and playing some 4, which I think will help that, just get him away from the basket, get him guarding someone that's a little bit more his size, away from the basket some, and we're hoping that'll help keep him on the floor. Last year he was 12 and 6 in just 20 minutes of play, was 59% from the field, so he's a guy that we want to get the ball more to and get more shot attempts from Seth. And then Mitch White's our other senior. Mitch has played a lot of games. Won a couple state championships in high school at Madison. He just has that edge to him. He's a guy that doesn't take many possessions off. Him, along with Jared Hannigan last year, always drew, and have the last few years, always drew the toughest defensive assignments. We're going to continue that with Mitch. He needs to be a highly active guy. Would like to see him continue to be aggressive offensively like he has been this fall so far. And if he can give us a little more offensive production along with his defensive abilities, he'll help us a lot. Our juniors returning, and again, we returned 13 of our 16 guys are returners. Now, of those 13, 10 of those 3 of them were red shirts. So we got 10 guys returning that had some action. Sky Warwick, 10 points a game. He only committed 18 turnovers last season. Which is a pretty good number. That's well under 1 a game. Valuing the ball was pretty important. He made 81 threes at 47%. And again, Sky's feel overall, we'll play him at some point. We'll play him at some 2. There'll be some versatility with Sky. Another junior, Spencer Pankinen. Spencer's played some limited basketball over the years. Has an opportunity this year to really make an impact. 6'7", can shoot the ball really well. He was 3 points a game last season, or just under 3 points a game. Our sophomore class, Darren Paterka, I thought last year as a freshman really emerged. He ended up averaging 8 points a game last season, but it finished the last 6 games of the year averaging 14 a game. Shot 43% from 3. And he's also a guy that showed us he can defend and get to the foul line, which are 2 pretty important things. And we really feel like he's a guy that's earned a lot more time, and I think this year has a good opportunity to make a bigger impact. A couple guys inside for us that are returning as sophomores are Carter Evans. You guys remember Carter was a true freshman last year. I mean, I think they wrote a medical book just for his injuries. He had a lot of different things he dealt with. And when you're a freshman, and most coaches will agree with this, the one thing they need as a freshman is to practice. And he just missed out on so many October, November, well, especially November, December practices when we're really trying to get them playing the way we want them to play, the style we want them to play. And he missed out on a lot of that. He was 3 points a game, 2 rebounds, but when body felt good, he definitely could have an impact on a game. And we expect Carter, 6'10", about 250, to have a bigger impact this season, but we got to keep the big fella healthy. And so he can learn how to play his butt off every possession like he needs to. Michael Schreiber, same kind of deal. Michael's fought a lot of sickness here lately, and right now he's going to be out for a little while with Samano. He's 6'8", 235, 240, but last year in the spring he was 6'8", about 245, and he came down with a bad bout of mono and dropped about 20 pounds. Worked all summer, got it back up, and now he's suffering that again. So, we'll be battling without him for a while. So we'd like to get Michael back, hopefully sometime in December, healthy and ready to go, once again. Matt Garvinson, another sophomore, had a hardship last season, played a lot as a freshman, hardship last season, and again, trying to get him back into the groove of playing again and playing and really trusting those feet. Tanner Heiser was going to redshirt last year, and we decided when Mac went down last year with an injury to not redshirt him, and really did a nice job for us as a backup point guard, about 2.5 points a game. Our depth, and I think it's going to be a good strength of ours, especially when you're battling injuries. We've added some freshmen, but we redshirted 3 guys last year. DJ Pollard, who's from St. Louis Park. DJ's about a 6'3", really athletic wing, a good offensive player, can be a special defensive player, and really a smart basketball player. Does a good job in the classroom as well as a lot of these guys do. Zach Tolson from Scottsdale, Arizona, 6'6" wing, can really shoot the basketball. In Scottsdale, I think offense was kind of the main thing. We're trying to get Zach to really turn it up defensively, and he's really starting to show his ability using that length and athleticism to be a good defensive player. But he's just a freshman, so those are things that we're continuing to learn. Dan Beckon's another redshirt. Dan's from Centennial High School. Dan's sister Emily played here, 6'7", play him at the 4 predominantly. Tough, can really shoot. Plays his tail off, competes every possession, and Dan's got a great opportunity in front of him to really give us some depth at that 4. To go along with that, our true freshmen, really excited about these young guys as well. Jake Johnson from St. Francis. Jake was a really highly sought after recruit in our league, 6'8", about 210 right now from St. Francis, Minnesota. We'll play some 3, we'll play some 4. Has the ability to stretch the floor. He's a good athlete. He's a good skilled player, and his feel for the game is really good. But like anything else, when you're a freshman, you don't really learn. You don't really know how to play hard all the time, and that's most freshmen. How hard you got to compete on both ends of the floor all the time. And as he learns that, I think the improvement will be phenomenal. Justin Decker from Huron. Justin was a young guy that was committed to USD after his sophomore year. Didn't get a chance to recruit Justin because he committed so early, and when there was a coaching change, Justin joined our program really late, 6'7", about 240, good skill, great young guy. Really fortunate when you don't get a chance to really get to know someone before you get them here. You don't always know what you're getting, and with Justin, we couldn't be happier as far as the young person that he is, and has a chance to really give us some good depth, especially with some early injury at that 5 spot. He's got shorts I think would fit this podium, so he could take up some space when he really learns how to do it. And I'm not joking. So shorts I think can fit this podium. And then our last freshman is Ian Smith, true point guard, 5'10", out of Chaplin Park. Again, these young guys, we don't know. There's no prediction right now, redshirting or not redshirting. We don't want them thinking that way. Ian's a guy that has shot the ball really well. Brings a lot of speed to our team, good composure, good demeanor. I think our guys love playing with him, and I think he's got a chance to really be a fantastic point guard in our program for years to come. So those guys were really excited. Our team culture, I think, is great. The guys seem to like each other. And Josh mentioned it with our women's team, and I think it's with a lot of sports teams in our department. You feel you really want to compete. I thought we did a fairly decent job of a 3.4 team GPA a couple semesters ago, and volleyball's kicking our butt and women's basketball's kicking our butt, and there's kind of a good combination or competition with academics. And really proud. 12 out of 13 guys that returned have over a 3.0, and the one guy that didn't got a semester GPA over a 3.0. So, you know, we're in a good spot. They got to keep working hard and doing a good job. And I'm really proud about their ability to see the big picture and why they're here. So it's something to be excited about. As far as our team this season, I just felt these last 2 years we've been really close in a lot of ways. We got to find a way to turn the corner. And it's been a kind of late January, early February slide that's got us both times. Last year, we got a hard-fought win at Duluth, came home and lost 4 in a row, right in the position where maybe we're getting mentioned regionally. And you can't do that time of the year. You just can't. We responded pretty well from it, and then lost a heartbreaking game here against Augustana in the first-round playoff. The year before that was very similar, and we've had to deal with certain things and injuries in certain spots, but at the end of the day, we've had opportunities, and we just haven't taken advantage of them. And I think with this team and this schedule, I feel like we got an opportunity here to start really turning that corner and getting ourselves in a position where we're hosting playoffs games. We're getting down to Sioux Falls for that conference tournament, which is just going to be a blast down at the Pentagon, and then putting ourselves in a regional tournament. And that's what we need to do. That's the expectations here, and we understand that, no question. Great schedule. A great schedule with us this year. We start out in that Pentagon Classic. Again, we play on that Saturday, Sunday. I believe it's November 15th and 16th. We open up with Missouri Southern. The head coach there is Jeff Boschee, who is a very good player at Kansas. Jeff's been an assistant there. Their coach had just stepped down this past year. And I think they've got about 8 or 9 transfers on that team, Coach Sevi. So, I mean, it's definitely something that, we're looking forward to. The next night we'll play Pittsburgh State. We've also got I think we got 7 games in a row with Truman State, Southwest State, Jamestown College, Dakota State, and then some other conference games opening up at home. Last but not least, I want to introduce my assistants. I think I did a poor job of skipping over that in the opening paragraph that I had written down. But Matt Severide back in the corner. Matt's been with us for 5 years. All 5 years, this is our 5th year together. Was a GA here when I was an assistant with Coach Myers. So, again, you cut him open, it's maroon and gold. He's so committed to this program. David Meir, David's in his 2nd year with us, was a GA with Coach Meyer last year and with us, and this year he's full-time with us. Wes McKenzie, Wes played at Fort Lewis. Wes also played at Otero Junior College for Houston Reed, who is a player here. And then we also have Brad Christensen, who's been helping us out for like 20-something years. I think he was helping out when I was a player. So BC will be with our staff once again. I'm going to have Ty come up and speak, but before that, does anybody have any questions? It's a good crowd, good crowd. Okay, I'm going to introduce Tyden, have him come up and say a few words.
All right, I'm Tyden Storston from Pelican Rapids, Minnesota. Like Coach said, it's kind of an odd case. This is my 6th year here after a couple knee injuries. So I am going to get a double major in finance and business management. Talking a little bit about our team this year, we're about 5 practices in. Like Coach touched on, got a couple guys with some illnesses and a little banged up. So really trying to grind through that right now and, continue to, keep having good practices. And like Coach said, we have 10 returning guys back, so we feel like we have a good core group that's, played together a lot and, played a lot of minutes together. So we feel like with the season coming up, we're really, pushing in the right direction. I think what, makes this place really special is, the community support we get. Being here 6 years, it's, as a young kid, maybe right away when you come in, you don't really realize how important, basketball and, all the other sports are to this community. But after being here for 6 years, I think that's what really makes this, town and, playing at Northern really special is just the interaction between, the student athletes and the, the community and just how involved they are, and it really makes it fun and, special thing to be a part of. With that, that's pretty much it. I don't know if you guys have any questions. Oh, yeah, I'm getting a double major in finance and business management. And after I graduate in May, I'm not really sure exactly what I'll be doing. Obviously, probably looking for a job somewhere. Alrighty, thanks a lot.
If there's any more questions, if not, I guess that's it. Josh?
Thank you again for coming. We appreciate it. We'll see you for basketball November 19th. Remember, again, this Friday we have volleyball at 7 against Duluth, and then we have football Saturday at 1 o'clock, and then volleyball at 6 o'clock. So should be a great weekend for Wolves Athletics. Get out and support your Wolves. Go Wolves.